Hello and welcome to this new energy update. This reading is for the lunar cycle running from April 17 to May 16, 2026. If you're new here, hi, my name is Anna. I'm a professional intuitive, and every month I like to do these energy readings of the collective energies present on Earth. This is not a prediction, it is simply an exploration. We're here to have fun and to explore and see what messages come through for us. Every time you're going to listen to this video, you'll probably get something new out of it. I also do one-on-one intuitive readings, and I also do intuition support sessions where I help you to tune into your intuition. You can find out more about that in the description box below. This month, we have 5 main topics that we're going to discuss, very interesting topics. And at the very end, we have the tarot card pull, which its purpose is to bring into your awareness something, a message or something that you need to hear right now. All right, let's jump right into it. All right, topic number 1. So what I saw when I looked at this clairvoyantly was a red rose, but what struck me about this, and I'm going to pull it up on the screen for you to see the image that I saw, wasn't so much the rose, but actually the whole mood and atmosphere of the image. So this rose kind of seemed like it was in a dark place, or like it was in the shadows, right? And then on it was this background of like old parchment paper. And the whole atmosphere of this just really struck me as dark and bleak and just old, right? And what this is about the whole atmosphere and mood collectively on Earth. It's like we have lost hope and we just don't know what to do anymore with everything that is going on in the world. It's overwhelming. There's just so much information, so much going on. We don't know if anything that we would do or say would really make a difference. That's one thing. And then the other thing, it's like this feeling almost like we've gone back in time. Like instead of going forward, we're going back in time somehow. So there's just this overall dark mood. And what I saw next, I'm going to pull it up on the screen again. I looked up, so the rose presented itself to me. Like I was looking at it from above, right? And what I saw was this golden lining around the rose petals, the red rose petals. And I was like, what came to me was, like silver lining. Like I've heard this expression before, like look at the silver lining. And actually in the moment, I didn't know what that meant. So I looked it up later, and it was this idea of kind of like when there are clouds, that's what I saw on Google. There's always like a silver lining because the sun is kind of shining behind the clouds, and it creates this feeling of like a silver lining. And it looked beautiful. I'm going to pull it up for you to see as well. So gold in my teaching is the highest vibrating energy. And I saw this golden lining, and what the message here is to really see that the divine orchestration behind everything that is happening. So even if it may seem dark or sad or wrong, there is a divine orchestration. And it may be hard to see when we're in the middle of things, like right in the midst of things. But if we kind of shift our perspective and look at it from up above, you really start to see this golden lining around these kind of dark red petals. The message here is to look for God's hand because it is there present in everything. Look for the golden lining. Topic number 3. Here I saw a yellow energy, and I got a very overwhelming positive energy here. This is telling us to look at our thoughts, our belief system, to pay more attention to the way that we judge circumstances, events, people in our life. There are always multiple perspectives in any situation. I recently saw a reel on Instagram with these 3 babies. They were brothers, and the parents or their caretakers created a wall of tape, and behind the wall were 3 milk bottles. And those 3 babies all had very different reactions to the fact that they couldn't get to the milk bottles. Some, one of them was very persistent to try to get through this wall of tape. One of them instantly started crying, and then the other was kind of they were more nonchalant, right? And the one that was really ambitious finally got through, while the crybaby kept crying, and the other one was just kind of cheering him on, knowing that it will come to him. And after he got the bottle, he gave the other bottles to the other babies, and the one that was crying actually didn't want the bottle. He just kept crying and crying a little bit, and only realized later that the bottle had, his brother had gotten him the bottle. So it's just simply this idea that in any circumstance, there are different ways of reacting, of looking at things. Maybe something has happened to you. You can see it as bad luck, or you can see it as divine orchestration, what we were talking about earlier. So the message here is to take your power back and to understand that whatever circumstance you find yourself in is something that you wanted to experience. It is something that your higher self came here to experience. And when you say, this is it, I want this, I chose this, you empower yourself. You take your power back. However, if you tell yourself, oh my God, like this is such bad luck, why do I find myself in these situations always? You're making a victim out of yourself. You are giving your power away. So remember, it really is in your power to choose how you look at things. And now is a really important moment to keep a positive mindset and to really pay attention to your thoughts and your belief system. And now as a subtopic to this, what I saw was a light blue energy. It was very much related to this. And what came through here was that there are more specific beliefs that you hold. Perhaps there is one specific belief that is kind of even popping up in your mind right now that may show up. And this specific belief is really kind of keeping you from really flourishing in your true self, or really kind of grasping your true self. The message here is more practical. Pay really close attention to be aware. Try to practice awareness in your day-to-day life. Wherever you are, it may be something as simple as going to the pharmacy, going to the supermarket, buying something and paying for it. What are your thoughts? What is your feeling when you're paying for something? How do you feel? Maybe you feel bad towards the, well, nowadays mostly we have electric like paying machines where we pay by card, but if there is like someone there, like a person that you're paying to, how do you feel the fact that maybe you're buying something expensive and maybe they can't? Do you feel bad? I noticed myself feeling a little bit guilty, like, oh my God, I can buy this, like I'm buying all of this and it's so expensive. Like maybe it's making the other person feel bad, like, or maybe they feel envious of me. So pay really close attention just in your day-to-day life to your beliefs, to how you feel whenever you do mundane things, mundane activities. So master observing yourself and pay close attention to these beliefs that are in your energy field that really are not yours. Remember, these are not yours. These are inherited from your family, from society, and pay close attention to them. And honestly, simply just awareness in the moment is enough to dissolve its power over you. Topic number 5. So over here, I saw some spots of like a lime green energy. And the first thing that popped was like, wait, I feel like I've seen this energy in the past few months. And I did look up in the last energy updates, and it's true, I even mentioned it last month. So the message here is to integrate and ground the lessons, the experiences, the energies that we felt this year so far, because we're almost in May, okay? It's like we're halfway through April. We're almost May. Like this year has passed so quickly. It was like a lightning bolt, honestly. And there's quite a lot of energy present, and we're always on to the next thing. Like, what is the next growth for me? What is the next thing that I can learn? How can I evolve? Right? We're all really like spiritual seekers here. We're all really keen to grow, to evolve, right? But the message here is to, right now, to not look for the next growth, right? To simply integrate and ground and look at what is present now, what has been present with us so far this year. And this goes very well with the sun entering Taurus very soon. We're going to be in Taurus season, which, as you know, it's an earthy zodiac sign, and it goes very well. So remember, ground and integrate. On to topic number 5. So here I saw a royal blue, sort of navy blue color. And on top of this navy royal blue energy, here was magenta, like a hot pink, right? Which, after looking at it for a while, started to become a flower, a very beautiful flower. It looked a bit like, I think it's called a chrysanthemum. Anyway, I'll put a picture of it just so you can see the image of the flower that I saw. But, all right, let's go back to the blue. So this color, honestly, I've had trouble in the past understanding what it means for me. So usually, whenever I see a color in a reading, I always ask what it means, and usually it means different things from reading to reading, right? But usually there's always kind of a theme underneath each color. Like, for example, yellow usually has to do kind of with the solar plexus, like identity, personality, mental energy. Sometimes it means different things, but it's still somehow related to this whole kind of larger theme. Or the color hot pink, magenta, is, for me, honestly, always related to confidence or self-worth, right? But this color, this dark blue, I just could never quite grasp it. Like, what does this mean? And I feel like this color is revealing itself to me right now because I'm more ready to understand it. And I think that all of us collectively, are more ready to really, and I'm getting goosebumps while I'm saying this, it's to really recognize a deeper part of ourselves. And I really think that this means that we are collectively shifting. All of us, the whole earth, we're shifting. And all right, let's explore this further. I would like you to actually comment below and tell me what comes up for you while you're listening to this. So what I got from this color, and it finally felt more clear to me, was, well, first of all, it made me think of the deep ocean, of the deepest parts of the ocean. And it made me think of the individuated self. It made me think of a more mature self, a more mature energy, a deeper, grounded self. It made me think of the version of you that you've always wanted to become. It felt like the deepest parts of the ocean. Finally, this energy didn't feel like we're learning something new or we're becoming something new or someone new, but more so a recognition of what we have always been. It's like we're finally ready. We've grown enough to finally see who we have always been. And it felt really peaceful, really grounded. It felt really wholesome. This blue was a little bit dark towards, it felt almost like I could only see the top of the iceberg, like there's much more to come, but we are finally really seeing and tapping into who we have always been. And now onto this beautiful magenta flower that is blooming here. The meaning of this flower is simply, it signifies the fruits of your labor. if you've been working a lot on your confidence, on your self-esteem, self-worth, this is simply a message of affirming your hard work, your energy work, everything that you've put into this. It's kind of showing you, yes, like you're doing well. You have high self-worth now, high self-esteem. Congratulations. And towards the end of this, what I saw was an interaction between this blue energy and the yellow energy that we talked at the beginning, that was about our mindset, our beliefs, our thoughts. So it was very interesting what this message was. And it was that all of us collectively are now understanding that we are not our thoughts. We are not our mind. And really, if you look at the direction that personal growth, therapies, self-development has taken in the past few decades, we have gone from really deeply identifying with the mind, from more traditional therapies that work with the mind, to really more spiritual ones where we understand that, yes, it is very beneficial to work with the mind, like I said in our first topic, but now it's like we're understanding that the mind is a tool that really helps us. But on a deeper level, we understand that we are much more than the mind. We are, as a whole, becoming less identified with the mind and more rooted with who we truly are. Finally, just as an observation from me, or really an insight that came through about this Royal Blue Navy energy, it feels like we are discovering, or not discovering, but coming back to revealing a deeper part of ourselves, which allows us to kind of see a more whole or higher version of ourselves. It's like the discovery of a new frequency. It's hard for me to really put my finger or to really explain in words what this means, but I hope this gets the message through. And again, please do let me know in the comment section what came through for you during this part talking about this royal blue energy. And now we're off to the tarot cards section. So the first card that came up was the King of Wands. And honestly, so much has come through from both cards. I'm going to reveal the second one in a second, that I could just make a separate video on this, but let's talk about it briefly. So the King of Wands, there is a lot of passion, energy, movement forward in this card because of the wands and because it's the king. But the king, however, is also, it shows a maturity, a mastery. It shows that you are the king of the castle when it comes to your passions, to your energy. It's like you know how to handle your energy better, your fire. And finally, the second card is the Six of Cups. And these cards are quite different, but they're very interesting together. So the Cups element is related to water, which are your emotions. And if you look at this card, you see these two individuals, and it looks like one is giving this cup to the other. And what really came in my imagination, what came through for me, was this passing of the torch from an old version of you to a new version of you. So it feels like there's quite a lot happening in the background for you emotionally. Quite a lot of is shifting and has been really shifting for the past few months, like we've discussed. And now we're starting to feel like we're more the king of our castle. So a lot of is shifting internally, and this is showing up externally as the king of the castle. And one thing that came through also was related to our nervous system. So if some things used to kind of throw us off balance in the past, now we're not easily thrown off balance because we're like the king, right? Like the king always has to deal with all sorts of things, like in his castle, in his domain. A lot of things are happening, right? But not every little thing is going to throw him off. And it's the same idea with your nervous system is strong and you are more flexible. You can allow things to happen here and there. because now you are the king of the castle and you find your balance much faster than before, and you don't lose your balance so easily. I really hope that this energy update spoke to you. If you would like a more in-detailed, personalized reading, you can find out more in the description box below about my one-on-one intuitive readings and about the intuition support sessions. And you can also get in touch with me if you want to find out more. My contact details are below. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here with me today, and I will see you next time.